Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the OpenDoor Podcast. I'm your boy, I'm your friend, I'm your host. I'm putting my name in the hat for being the next king of England. So Charles, get out the way, Phaizon, Myles. And I'm here with my fellow friends, brothers, and co-host.
No intro because I am the intro. How you going to jump on my intro?
Right.
I thought you
never changed the order up ever in the podcast. So how you going to do it today, Kevin?
We missed 1-2 weeks, and now Kevo stepping on intros.
He's trying to be first in the calling now. Next, Kevin going to try to hit the podcast. So,
hey, my fault. Go ahead, Kevo. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, it's your boy Kevo.
And that's the intro. Okay. No intro because I am the intro. It's your boy Myles.
All right.
Give it an intro because you're saying no intro to your intro.
That's the intro. No intro. That's the intro.
That's still an intro.
Don't worry about me. You just need to worry about what place you come in.
Well, damn. All righty. Well, that's how we're going to start off this conversation. But Myles kind of pointed on it. We have been out, exploring our own lives and getting used to our new chapters. And so we haven't posted in the last couple of weeks. And so we just probably going to just let this conversation start off with a little life recap with everybody, what's going on. Myles is getting his passport stamped. Kevo is partying with the clear folk, and I'm still doing the same damn shit as always.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that clear folk.
Yeah, I got a lot of terms for it, but yeah. So Myles, what you been doing with life? How you?
Bruh, I just been traveling. Recently went to Switzerland. We did Switzerland, Amsterdam now. We've been in like odd countries like Croatia and Hungary, which are actually pretty cool. Like they're really affordable, super nice people, and they speak a lot of good English. So if y'all ever want like a cheap vacation, Croatia, Hungary, definitely go to Budapest. 10 out of 10.
After paying a $900 flight, heard you. All right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Once you get out of here, though. The trains are affordable.
Yeah, I mean, I've always figured that out. Like, getting overseas is the most expensive part, but once you get overseas, it's now pretty feasible to do whatever you want to do within a budget.
Yeah, and the food over here is amazing.
Okay, so then what's your
shout out Switzerland with their $33 burgers?
Yeah, talk about that, because when you sent that to us, I was a little perplexed.
And he said it came with no fries.
No fries. I mean, I walked out into that junk, bro. And I was starving. I was like, all right, I'm about to go get me a burger. I looked on the menu, said $33. I literally told Preston, I said, Preston, we're leaving. Like, I'm not doing this.
All I'm saying is, and I'm proud of saying this, okay? I'm gonna die by the steak on this shit. You can buy yourself a bacon double cheeseburger, a cheese dog, and a regular fry from Five Guys for $26. Don't ask me how I knew that price exactly. But all of that versus a $33 burger with no fries is just unacceptable.
$33, you can get 33 burgers from McDonald's.
And you have to pay for sauce over here. Like they don't give you no free sauce. You have to pay for everything.
No free sauce? No,
bro. You have to pay for everything.
Crazy.
But what about y'all? How's Greensboro and Austin?
Well, Greensboro's boring, so Kevin, go ahead. How's Austin?
Hey, Austin is just like how you see on TVs, all the clear folk movies that you see on TV. If you ever watch this show called Blue Mountain State, that's my life right now. That's my life right now. It's just, they don't stop partying from Thursday all the way to Sunday. They party and then they go to work, get off work and get drunk. And then everybody's down here is mad young. So you just all around people your age. And it's just a big party city. It's the Clear Folk Atlanta. That's what they call it.
The Clear Folk Atlanta.
If you ask anybody down here, they would say this is the Clear Folk Atlanta. I was like, that has to be racist. There's no way y'all made that correlation.
Well.
Nah, Clear Folk Atlanta is hilarious.
I never heard that. That was the first time I heard that one, but that's new.
They really call it. They said, this is our Atlanta. I said, huh? Yo, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
The fact that they say our Atlanta.
Yes.
Right. Well, at least they know that Atlanta's ours, right? You don't have to fight for that. They was like, you can have Atlanta, all right? Y'all got that. So, well,
Fetty, Greensboro.
Greensboro's all right. You know, all I do is eat, sleep, go to class, go to work, and come home. I've been watching hella TV lately, like so much TV. It is, and you know, I barely watch TV. So for the fact of me to be watching TV and shows and stuff is like, what am I doing with my life? Like,
did you finish Hunter x Hunter?
Oh yeah, I finished that in the summer. Yeah,
Oh.
I haven't. Okay. I haven't gotten on to another anime yet. So I've been watching The Sopranos and House of Dragons. Or House of the Dragons. My fault. Black folk be saying House of Dragons, but it's House of the Dragon. But you know, it's all good. You know, you're not watching that, okay? Watch that. You don't need to watch Game of Thrones, okay? If you don't like incest, it's all right. It's not that bad until you get to episode 4. All right,
that bad.
Got a little,
4.
Okay,
like, listen to what you're saying.
He said it's not that bad.
Episode. All right, I'm not gonna spoil it, but I was like, oh wow, all right, this is getting a little awkward. But you know, besides that, everything's going good. Been reading books. Been, you know,
open back up 1717, bro.
What you say?
Open
back up 17.
Lord, hey, I mean, I can see it right across the street from my window, so I don't know. I might have to do something in shape, but I just been chilling, man. I've been golfing more. Been doing a couple of things with that, trying to get my little Tiger Woods on. Yeah, so I'm just doing a lot of internal stuff. Greensboro ain't doing nothing for me, really. It's getting cool. Fall's coming up. You know, football's back. House of Dragons here. It's getting cold outside. It's a lot of good things going on. The Cowboys still suck, so nothing has changed since in the last year. Go Bills. But we're doing all right, okay? As long as the Rams don't go anywhere, my season is doing really good.
Bro, there's no fall down here, bro. It's 95 degrees and it's 11 o'clock, bro.
Lord. It was like 71, like 69 the last night.
It's 59 here and
like
raining.
55.
Bro, I haven't seen rain since the first day I moved in here, bro.
It has not stopped raining since I've been here.
Wait, aren't y'all like, they do Celsius over there, right?
Yeah. So when I said it's 70 degrees today or something like that, they were looking at me like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy hot. And I was like, oh, sorry, I meant 17.
Yeah, I learned back at, I think I was in like middle school, it's like for Celsius, 0 is freezing, 10 is not, 20 is cold, but 30 is hot. And that's how I always know about Celsius.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's perfect.
There you go. So now Myles is going to be our weatherman for the international news reports now.
Yeah. So how are you? Good to you? Right. Nothing much. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let Myles have his world travels conversations. We're going to go ahead and get into our opening topic. This is Myles' topic, but I'm gonna see if I can go ahead and wing it. He wants to talk about how Myles, you talk about your topic. What you got for today? Because I was gonna try to do it, but you got.
Hey, we got a guest on a podcast, y'all.
Is that Mr. Jerry?
Yeah.
Cozy crew.
What's good?
How you guys doing?
Jerry.
We're doing good, man. You know, hosting a podcast, doing something slight.
Sure, you let it hear, man. I didn't mean it.
Jerry, go ahead. No.
Oh, you good?
You have a cozy moment, Jerry.
Yeah, you got your cozy moment before we even start the podcast.
The cozy moment I do have. Justin Herbert is not out for the season. He's good. He's tried to kill him on Thursday. He's okay.
Hey, he couldn't run 1 yard, but he threw a 40-yard bomb the next play.
White boy got hurt.
All right, Jerry.
I'm gonna hit you
get a J Herbal for that.
All
right, Myles, go ahead. What's our topic for today?
So basically, the topic for today is, I want to know, do you all think it's burdening your friends if you're telling them your personal issues? Meaning like something that might have happened in your personal life or things of that nature. Like, do you all think that that's burdening your friends, or do you think that it's your friend's responsibility to be there and help you through your hardship?
That's
should you go to your friends with issues, or should you go to like a therapist?
So as someone who has both, I think from my perspective, and I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. I think I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. You know, if they're your friends and, you know, you're close to them, then you shouldn't feel any type of burdening or pressure or judgment towards you, whatever you say anything to them, right? And so for us, we can do so. You know, I've told y'all some things in the past that, you know, I'm just like, it's hard to do so, but even though it's hard, you still have the choice to do it. Versus like a therapist, you know, sometimes for me, I just may want an unbiased opinion, someone who doesn't know me at all, and I can just talk to them and get some outside looking in feedback about what's going on upon my life, versus someone who is the inside with me in that bubble that's trying to give me some type of guidance and structure, which is a little skewed because you kind of have a biased, you know, perspective on what I do. And so sometimes you might say something that's not really the best for me, but something that I just want to hear in that time just to give me some type of temporary satisfaction. And so not all the time is that a good thing. So when people think that might be a burden, it's like, well, I can see it as everyone has something going on in their life, so I don't want to put that burden on them too as well, which is pretty difficult, you know, within itself, because that's true. But life is not about going through it by yourself, and so you should have someone that you can use as a crutch, because everyone needs a crutch at one point in time. And if you can think that and you have people in your circle who are good with that, then you shouldn't feel the burden of doing that. Versus a therapist, you know, I'm paying you to listen to me and give me some good advice. And yes, I'm doing that. I got a copay, you know, I got health insurance, cool, shout out to me for that. But it gets a little testy, because I can't call my therapist at 2:00 in the morning, but I can call Myles or Kevo. It's not 2:00 in the morning where they at. It might be 8:00 in the morning for Myles because he's a world traveler. But knowing that at any time of day, 24/7, 365 days a year, someone is really accessible, then it shouldn't be a burden if you know that your friends are there to support you with anything that you got going on.
That's facts.
Yeah. See, my point of view is like, I don't really like open up, because I have some personal stuff I deal with, but I just don't feel the need to, you know, open up. Not saying I shouldn't, or like it's a problem with open up, because I know I can open up to you guys. Cause you guys made it to where it's like, oh, y'all share y'all stuff with me, so I feel like I can share my stuff. But it's like some shit I just like, I got to deal with this shit on my own. I don't like putting my shit onto people. So as far as it being a burden, I don't know. Some certain shit, I don't know. I feel as if it could be a burden. Like if, like, say, for instance, one of your friends feeling suicidal, that is a burden on you, because you have to help that person. As far as this, if this truly your friend, that should be like in your right to like want to help this person. And in turn, that becomes a burden on you, because you like, damn, like if it does fail, God forbid, you know, and it happens, you like, damn, that shit, I let them down type stuff. So it's a double-edged sword, you know, depending on the situation.
But why do you feel like there's certain things that you can't not discuss, but like you have to go through by yourself? Like, what are those things that you, I guess, categorize as?
Like more so like family issues, like stuff I feel like y'all can't help with, or my friends can't help with. Like say something going on with like my brother or my nephews or something. Like y'all can't really help with that. That stuff, you know, family issue wise, so stuff like that.
You don't, just talking to somebody doesn't mean that you are equating that you need their help. It's just saying, hey, I've been going through something, and I feel like the best way for me to feel better is at least talk it out with words instead of just thinking about it. You know, maybe I can't journal. Maybe I just can't go to somebody in my family because they're the reason why I feel like this. So if I just talk to you, Kevo, or I talk to you, Myles, and I say, hey, let me just tell you what's on my mind. By the time I'm done with that conversation, I feel a whole lot better, because now I've released whatever was in my body, in my soul, and I've released it out into the world to say, hey, I'm bigger than what I got going on. And the first step of doing so is just at least admitting that something is happening. I'm not saying that you need to be Dr. Phil or you need to be Captain America and or Ayana and fix my life. I'm just saying, hey, I just need you to, you know, listen to what I got going on. I think that might be the problem though too, is people feel like if I tell you something that I'm asking you for my help, which isn't always the case. You're at me asking for help is just you saying, hey, listen to what I got to say. because I don't have someone that can listen to me right now. And that's more than enough help to some people. You don't always have to come in and be Bob the Builder and fix something for me physically or within, the space of whatever I'm going through. But if you just understand what's going on, it's funny. Now I was thinking about it. The two words, compassion and empathy. We always hear those words all the time, but we never realize the difference of it. Compassion is saying, hey, I feel bad for what is going on and I understand what you're going through. Like, for example, somebody's dog dies. I have compassion because you might say, hey, I want to take a couple of days off of work. I understand where you're coming from. I'm compassionate that something that you were close to has passed away. Empathy is now saying that, okay, I see now I would do the same thing if I was you, and I would now jump in your place if I need to. That's empathetic. And sometimes people realize that if we come for help, we're not always asking for empathy. We're just asking for compassion. I don't need you to do more than what you're doing right now. Just have the compassion to say, hey, I understand what you're going through. I'm not going to say that I'm going to do something to help you out. Maybe that's step one, is that compassion. Step two, saying I'm going to help you out, is the empathy. But you need to have compassion. We need to have empathy. And so most of the times it's just step one. We don't need step two.
That's fair enough. And I like that viewpoint. And I never even did know the difference between compassion and empathy. I knew there were two different words, but that breakdown, I didn't have that. That was pretty good. That's why you have Dr. Phaizon Myles.
Yeah. Man of many talents.
And
therapist.
I guess to answer my own question, in my opinion, I kind of see it like how DMX talked about friends. Like DMX was like, your friends are who your friends say that they are. So some friends, in this instance, are only really good for partying. Like, and those are your friends that you're going to go out to a party with. And we have friends that we all know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you go out to a party with them, you're going to have a good time. And you have your friends who you can play the game with and you can just chill, play the game. You have your friends that you can go to the gym with. And I feel like the same thing comes with friends and deeper conversations is you have friends who you can have deeper conversations with. And then you have friends who, if you tell them something deep, they may like have compassion. They might not have empathy, but they'll have compassion. They'll just be like, I see where you're coming from. But then you have those friends who are going to be like Nick or like a 3, like super, super deep. And you talk to them, you're getting like a true lesson. And so I think that it's all about knowing your friends and knowing what are you about to bring to that friend, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's real. That's true for sure, because
I got to throw this out there right quick.
Go ahead.
Has a harmonica now.
Has a harmonica?
He's been practicing on his harmonica.
Oh, we need to get 3 on the podcast and do his harmonica.
I'm going to go across the street and see this with myself.
You look like Andre 3000 from that cartoon.
It's giving. Yeah, we need it. He's gonna be like on a rocking chair at Cracker Barrel, just playing the harmonica now on the Sunday.
He's officially a space grandpa. Like,
yeah.
I can just see him just floating in space.
That's the wizard cool, for you. I'm not that bad, all right? I'm just gonna say that. I don't have the harmonica. I just got my cigars, all right? I'm gonna leave it at that. But no, I think that's what you said though, Myles, because it's like 14, 15 of us in a group, and we know which each person has a skill set in, right? What they're good at. And so you wouldn't go to one person who is strong in one thing and not as strong in the other thing and go to them for their weakest trait that they have, because you're not going to get the efficiency that you want and the outcome you want out of it. And now you're going to be looking like, well, dang, dog, I thought I was going to feel better after this, but now I got more of a headache, right? Like, I can't go to Kevo and talk about sports because he's going to talk about the Rams and the Bulldogs every single other sentence. And I'm like, I'm about to smack the hell out of them, okay? Like, I need someone who is, like, morally just. I think Titus might be a little bit better, but he's also a Panthers fan. And so it's like, I'm just talking between a brick and a hard place right now. And so it's just like, you know what? I might just need to find some new friends at this point in time. So
that's funny.
I definitely agree with that. It all depends on, you got to know your friend group or know your friend if you can come to that person. But if that's truly your friend, you should be able to come to them about anything, But it still boils down to like who your friend is and what they're about in general. So yeah, I definitely agree with that point. And that's something.
And I think that if you call that person your friend, no matter if they're your party friend, your study friend, or your whatever friend, like if you did come to them with something real, that they would genuinely sit down and listen if they're a good friend.
Yeah.
If they're a friend, I mean, I think the word friend we use really loosely now.
Yeah, I'm about to say
just because I know someone does not mean I'm your friend. Okay,
You're my associate.
Associate.
Yeah, right. It's the levels. Like I know you, and so I acknowledge you. You might be my acquaintance, and then I acknowledge. Then you are my friend. I'll do that. Like
Phaizon really is about to become the king. He said, "I acknowledge you."
I
acknowledge you.
I've been watching the Royal Family stuff for the last 6 days now. I think I got it all packed down. All right. And between Game of Thrones, King Myles versus his name, Lord of the Endolls, all that good stuff. I got it. I already got it down pack. I just need the crown now. All right. We're going to get it. But right now we're
going to take back the 400 million.
Yeah, I'm gonna make Kevo my jester.
I'm Royal Guard.
Yeah, it's like the Make of the Country episode again. I'm like Kevo the freaking jester. Like, hey, Kevo, make me laugh. Like,
that'd be hilarious.
I'm gonna poison you like Rasputin.
Wow. See, wow. I was gonna say we was gonna have 1717 at Buckingham Palace, but not anymore.
That is nuts.
It's too early for the Buckingham Palace jokes. Yeah, I don't think she settled in her grave yet.
Tell that to Black Twitter, bro. They was on the roll. By the time she closed her right eyelid, they was already making jokes. I was like, damn.
No cap, bro. Black Twitter did not let up
at all.
And in the meteor.
What is it?
The meteor is nuts. The meteor is nuts.
I said, damn, she even last the whole 48 hours. Diana probably whooped that ass up there. So
yeah. And if you're from the UK, we love you. We're sorry. We're just making some jokes,
God rest her soul. Well, rest her soul. I don't even want to say God rest her soul because she did some grimy stuff still. I know I'm not going to hide from it. All right. That's why I put my name in for the half for King Fetty the first. That sounds like a good ring right there. I need an oil portrait canvas and all of me with my little scepter. Like,
y'all see the guard pass out at her funeral?
Yeah,
he just passed out.
Yeah, he locked his knees and he was standing for like 30 minutes.
And lock their knees. You're not supposed to lock your knees.
Man, Myles, take a trip back to England, man. I need the inside scoop of what's going on.
Well, I got some friends from England, man. So I'm gonna see what's up.
Yeah, man. They said that you got
some acquaintances. I'm sorry, acquaintances.
They said the line to go see the body is like 24 hours long. It's like 6 miles.
Good
and you got to go through like TSA style security. You can't bring no food, no drinks, can't take no pictures.
Man, what?
That is nuts.
Like you literally you sit there for 24 hours, go see the casket for 2 minutes.
That's nuts, dude.
I'm like, this lady don't even do that. She's a figurehead.
Yeah, she literally was. We all know who was leading that.
Hell, like, anywho, as you see, but that's all I got from that. Any more wise words, philosophical, Myles?
Nah, not for me, man.
Okay, Jester Kevo.
Get you, Freddie. Man, that's it. Just talk with your friends. Man. Talk with your friends.
Cozy moment.
Talk with your friends, please. Okay, that's gonna be my closing point for this episode. If you feel like you are a burden to your friends, they are not your friends. Mm-hmm. Because yes, you can be close with them. Yes, you can have a relationship with them, but even in your hard times, you can't go to them like you can in your good times. They're not the friends that you need to have during your hard times. Find someone that you can go to. Yes, a therapist is always good to have because I have one too, but they're not always accessible. I just can't call him right now on a Saturday at 2:00 in the afternoon. I should be able to call Myles, Kevo, Titus, Jerry, Preston, Reem, and Steve's. All these people down the line, if I call them, they're going to answer the phone. They might curse me out, but they always going to open up with loving arms because we have that bond and that relationship. So please find you some people that don't feel like a burden. Because one thing for me, my therapist did tell me this. He spoke to my soul with this one. I need to beat his ass for it. He was like, I always let people come to me with open arms, but when it's time for me to go to them, I feel like I'm the burden. And so I had to get out of that perspective of feeling like everyone can come to me with everything, but I can't go to nobody with something that I have. And so think about that, work on it, because I'm working on it. Nobody ain't perfect. I'm still going to be the king, but I'm not perfect at all. And so I'm gonna end it off with that right there, and we can go ahead and get to our cozy moments, even though we already talked about our lives in the first half of the episode, but we're gonna do it again. So, Mr. Worldwide, what you got?
So, as much as I would want one of my cozy moments to be part of my travel, I would be remiss. It was my grandma's 89th birthday. So I want to say that's my cozy moment. Shout out my grandma. Happy birthday. Yeah. So, and
I had just talked to your mom a couple of days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
What was y'all talking about?
Just checking up on each other. I was like, if you're missing your only child, I said, I'm right down the street. I said, I can come to the crib,
Trust me, they love you. I remember at my graduation, this is short story time. My graduation, Phaizon was trying to get my parents into like the little living room. So I'm like, all right, we about to take like a group picture. He hands me the phone. He's like, can you take a picture of us? I'm like, you want to take a picture of my parents?
Hey, they're my parents too, all right? All
right. Nah, but that really just goes to show you the love and bond that we have, man.
Yeah. Kevin, what you got, man? What awesome story you got to tell us?
Man, I would say, the past 2 weekends, just going out and being with different folks of not of my, kind, and just partying with them, seeing how free they are. It's a different type from what we used to back at the HBCU type parties and their hair parties, but it's like Woodstock 99. Like, it's wild. But, getting that experience is definitely fun. So that would be my cozy moment.
So you're drinking beer now?
Nah, I still on the Long Islands.
Oh, man, we got to get you a beer in, man.
Now, I had an IPA last weekend. We had I went golfing with one of my managers.
Hey, you started off high with the IPA.
That's what I'm saying. But it was my manager, but he took me golfing with him. Bro, there's some rich folk at that golf.
But you know what's funny? IPA here is low. Like, lager is what is considered high.
That makes sense. I mean, because German lagers and yeah. Are you going to still be overseas in October?
Yeah.
You got to go to Oktoberfest.
No, we want to, bro. That joint is stupid expensive.
Bro, I was watching a video on that. That stuff was crazy.
Yeah. It's like the biggest thing in Germany.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's like Coachella for the country. Like,
yeah.
And what's funny is like they were like Germans don't even like it.
In my closet, shit.
They don't like it.
Nah, they were like Germans don't like it because like they're wearing Lederhosens and it makes it look like all Germans do is just drink. So it's more like a international thing than it is really even a German.
It's like Cinco de Mayo for us. Like, yeah, we just think it's tequila and tacos.
Yeah, that's basically
gotcha.
The vibe.
Let's see. My cozy moment. I went on a camping trip last week. Right. I went on a retreat with this group called the Village Mentoring. Shout out to them. Myles is a part of them. He's a legend with the hat on his head. And so that was good.
Yes,
little Eagle Scout me, Boy Scout me, loves nature. And so it's been a minute since I've been out camping. And it was funny because a lot of them weren't like, it was raining the whole time. And so they weren't prepared for it. They was wearing shorts and stuff. I'm out there with my jeans, high boots on, bucket hat, camelback on, like leading the way like I'm Paul Bunyan. I'm just over there just like trekking on. And so it was cool to have that, nice to be out of nature and away from society and Greensboro. But that's all good with that. But
did you all do the campfire?
What you said?
Did you all do the campfire?
Yeah, we did. Campfire was cool. Hey, I had a little music going in the background. Everyone was asking me for the playlist. I was like, look at me, DJ Fetty. and you already know the rest of the night was
good time.
It was good
That's
time
fun.
for sure. So shout out to them. Shout out for that time. But to our listeners, we always say thank you for listening. Thank you for always being a constant supporter. Life be life, and so please bear with us. As you know, we got people that are traveling worldwide, people that are starting their full-time jobs, people that are trying to get the hell out of this city. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different time zones. No one is in the same time zone in this conversation. Okay, please keep that in mind. All right, we got people 6 hours ahead, 1 hour behind. Like, it's a lot going on. We better make our own cozy time zone at this point in time. So just make sure that you're always listening to the podcast, sharing, let us know what y'all think about it, what episodes y'all want to hear. If you want to be on the episode, I say it every episode until it comes true. Somebody that listens to this podcast is going to be on the episode. Maybe next week. We never know. But we say thank you. We appreciate y'all. Please find you some friends that y'all think that don't think that y'all are a burden. All right. You know, they're not your friends. Tell them that. Take them off your close friends because they're not your close friend. All right. That's my rant of the day. So we say we love you. We appreciate you. And until next time, we always say be blessed.
Don't stress.
And stay cozy.
Sure.